Welcome to another Chaotic Classroom clip. This one is aimed at grade 8 natural science learners who are going to be studying visible light. This video's topic is the speed of light. Now, light is one of the fastest things out there. I think it's actually the fastest thing out there. And the speed of light is a constant. Now, for the purposes of grade 8 level, we are going to keep it at 300,000 meters per second. Can you imagine traveling 300,000 meters in a single second? Now, that amount can be used to calculate how far objects are in space. So let's look at some examples of how we can calculate that. First up, we're going to need a formula. Now, to work with distance, time, and speed, there has to be a relationship between the three things. If you want to calculate the time, you're going to take the distance and you're going to divide it by the speed because the distance is over speed. If you want to calculate the speed, you're going to take the distance and you're going to put it over the time. And if you want to calculate distance, you're going to take the time and you're going to multiply it with the speed. So writing down this little triangle in the corner of your question paper before you get started is usually a good idea because then you have your little note of how you're going to be calculating any of these things. Now remember, we said speed is a constant, so we have our 300,000 kilometers per second. That is going to be a given. Let's have a look at an example. Now in this example, they're telling us about the sun. So they're saying if the sun is 150 million kilometers away, how long will it take light from the sun to reach the earth? So we have the speed, we have the distance, and we're going to write that down. And the distance is 150 million kilometers. So that's 150 with 6 zeros. What we want to know is the time. So here's our steps. This is what we're going to be getting marks for. First up, we write down the formula. So we're going to start by writing down time equals distance over speed, according to our little triangle. Now we're going to substitute the amounts we have into the formula. So the 150 million over the 300,000. And then we grab our calculators and we get to 500 seconds. But 500 seconds doesn't make sense. We have to simplify that a little bit. And when you simplify that, we'll get to 8 minutes and 20 seconds. Now our second example is going to give us the time instead of the distance. So it says it takes light from a star 20 minutes to reach the Earth. Calculate how far the Earth from the star is. So our speed is still a constant, but this time we have the time and not the distance. Now the first problem that we notice here is that time is in minutes, but the speed talks about seconds. So we're going to convert the time into seconds first. So we're going to take our 20 minutes and we're going to multiply it by 60 and we're going to get to 1,200 seconds. Now we're going to write our formula. Now remember, we want distance. So to get distance, we're going to take the time and we're going to multiply it by the speed. Substitute into the formula and get to an answer. And the answer is 360 million kilometers. I hope this helps. Thank you for visiting the Chaotic Classroom.